Hi friends, this is Susan Smith with StampCreatively, and I am going to show you one of the camp card favorites. So I decided I wanted to use this hybrid set. It's called Art and Bloom, and it comes with a photopolymer stamp set, and then the Bloom hybrid embossing folder. So let me show you what that means and the card I created. Oh, my peonies are in bloom. If you don't have peonies, I'm sorry, but they smell fantastic. So with that comes, I'll show you, this is the card that I'm going to make. And it is, I don't have to turn it over. I used the pearlized paper, I used the sweet, and then I did a little bit of embossing. So I'll show you how I did that. It comes with this stamp set. The Art and Bloom stamp set. It comes with dies and an embossing folder. And it's one of the thick embossing folders, so it requires a, you run it through like one of the thick embossing folders. So you're going to use this gray plate, and so you're going to use the gray plate for the embossing folder. So you're going to take your Stampin' Die Cut machine, and I took my pearlized paper and I put it in the folder, and then I'm going to take the die and line it up so it's on top of the flowers. I'll show you that a little closer. And then I'm going to close it on my pearlized paper. And then I'm going to take my machine and run it through like I would the 3D embossing folders. So I'm going to run it through just like this. Oh, I should have flipped it. Let me flip it so you don't have to watch my arm go around in circles. Run it through. And then it is going to cut and emboss at the same time. Let me zoom a little bit so you can see this a little bit better as I take this off. So it's coming off of it cut and embossed. It didn't hurt anything. My embossing folder's fine. It's not cut up. There's no cuts on it. You can just see around it. And I love the pearlized paper. So on the pearlized paper, I'm going to do it on here just so you can see it a little bit better. So on the pearlized paper, I want to add a little bit of color. So I took my flowers, and I'm using Fresh Freesia, one of the new in colors, and our fabulous brushes. I'm just going to go around the edges. So I have that pretty light lavender color on my flowers. I don't want it to be very dark, so I'm gonna move that out of the way. So I didn't re-ink it a ton of times or push real hard. Now I'm going to take my bumblebee, and I have a dauber, and I don't want very much on it, so I'm going to take some of that off too, and just kind of barely hit the centers. So my flowers just have a really subtle bit of color to them. Now I'm going to take this background piece, which the embossing is so pretty, and it's just hard. I think it's always hard to see on camera compared to what it is in person. Let's see if I can get just a little bit closer. I mean, I don't want you to see the hairs on my arm, but I'll get it a little bit closer. Okay. So this is the soft succulent, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to kind of go over this just a little bit. Again, I love the pearlized paper. It was in the January to June catalog. If you haven't watched or you don't know this is happening, the January to June catalog is almost done. Rumor has it next week they're going to show you some discounts with some of that product. Now the pearlized paper is not going to be that because it's coming back. It's in the catalog. But see, it's just really, really subtle. And I took a piece of scrap and I went over it with the freesia brush and I made these pretty little flowers. This die also comes in the set, and I die cut these pretty little flowers, and they have a little bit of freesia on them. And there's also a tag, and it says, "Thanks for making me happy." I stamped it in Versamark, ran it through, or heat embossed it in gold. Now I'm going to run it through here real quick and cut this out, and then I'm going to put my card together for you so you can see it all together. So I had the brilliant idea, like, I'll just show them how I die cut, and then when I zoom in, you can't see me doing that. You just have to know I'm over to the right as you see my table wiggle. She's embossing. When I put together this table, I wasn't going to emboss on it. Now I am. Now I'm shaking the table. I'm going to move right around the corner. I haven't left you. I've just gone to a firmer surface. So I can run this through and get this thing cut. What are we doing here, friends? Okay. So now I'm going to assemble this for you. Some assembly required. I'm using my Seal Plus to go around the edges. In fact, I may even put it on here because I want to add a piece of freesia first. So that covered up all that mess that I made. I'm going to zoom out now a little bit for you. So that took off all that mess I made. And then I'm going to go around the edge. Come on, friend. And I want to tie a bow on this before I stick it on my freesia cardstock. And it doesn't matter which way this goes. I love this ribbon. This is the open weave, and it's the in color ribbon. It makes beautiful bows. And tie it right over the top of this. For those of you who are bow challenged, there's other ways to do it. I could have sealed it on the sides and then made a bow on top. I'm not bow challenged and I like big bows. So I'm going to leave it just like this. And I tie my ribbon from the bolt. I can get it just the way I want it. And I don't waste any. I'm going to put this on here. It's so pretty. It's very subtle. These brushes do a fantastic job of adding color, and it's very subtle. When I put my flowers like this down, I manipulate them a little bit. And then I like to take a glue dot and put that glue dot on the center of the flower. So when I stick it down, the center sticks, but it still has a little bit of dimension off my card. So this flower, I'm going to slide under my bow. And I may stick a little bit of a dimensional under this side because the bow's having a tendency to push it up. So there we go. Then I'm going to add one more flower. And then I wanted some of the gems, so I used the Genial gems that are in the catalog. They're beautiful. And we always like a little bling on our cards. I mean, some of us more than others. So there we go. It's so pretty. It's a great wedding card, a good thinking of you card, whatever you need it to be. I'm going to turn these down because this is the front of my card. Okay, friends, thanks for joining me. I hope you have a great day, and I will stamp with you again soon. Thanks. Bye.